I think in general, like our bodies also aren't fully used to feeling safe. Like that's actually one of the most foreign things. And
Mm.
so it's normal that it would be, there would be a lot of like energetic hesitation that's not really in your control, but the body itself, like, it needs a lot of comfort and safety to just naturally reveal like what's there. And so, yeah, to me it feels like actually it is impossible for you to truly know what's there until the body just does it. Like it reveals it.
Mm. And that happens a lot just through like feeling, finally kind of feeling safe. Sounds like you're saying.
In a general sense, um, I think what we're accustomed to is a lot of harshness. Like, what does it mean? What to do with it? How to feel more of it? How to reveal more of it? And
Yeah.
in all those little subtle ways, like you described, which is so normal, it's normalized. Like, that is the
Hmm.
way that we relate to the body. It's always something. It's always like you do something with it rather than it just being what it is. And so we're so far removed. And so it does actually take time for the body to like slowly learn how to trust itself. Like
Mm.
actually if this is how much is here right now, that's perfect. Like it can't be otherwise. And it says nothing about you. It doesn't mean anything. It's just it is what it is. And also we forget like what we've been through in life, what made the body tight, all the accumulation that it had to deal with, all the suppression that it had to do, all the expectations from the outside that was there and put on you. We forget that that has an effect energetically on the body. And that too takes time in a way to thaw. Like that too takes time to be allowed to be here. This like subtle
Mm.
on guardness, or like that too makes sense.
Mm. what's going through my head is like, um, it's really hard for me to put this into like words that I can understand. Um, but you're basically saying it like if I can attempt to paraphrase, like it's okay, the body is doing what it's doing, um, sort of like what it's doing is perfect already. Um,
Yeah, it's perfectly understandable. There's probably a reason that's not conscious.
yeah. Um, and I guess like yeah, I guess I can just feel that there's like a part of me that's like trying to kind of grapple with that and just like can't accept or understand it. Um, yeah, it's like it feels like there's just like an element of my conditioning, I guess, that that's just like coming from the place of separation and needing to do something. And even when it hears like, it's okay, you can trust the body or whatever, it's like the only way it can even understand that is to like make that into a strategy, into a thing to do. Okay, like, okay, so the thing to do is to trust the body, but now that's like another like top-down kind of control
I know.
mechanism again.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
nicely said. That's why it's really hard for me to describe because I don't even know what trust is.
mhm,
It's like the absence of something that allows for the body just to be as it is. So it's not trust anymore. It's not something
mhm.
relating to something else. That's why language really fails because it's really not what I mean at all. And
Yeah,
and just so you know, everything you described, that's how everybody's conditioned. Okay, what can I do with that? What can I do with what you just said?
right. Yeah,
How do I apply that and use it? And that's it's normal. But yeah, that's not what I mean.
mm. Yeah. And at the same time, like I can feel what you do mean. I mean, at least in part, like something comes
Sure.
through. Um, yeah, it just like I guess when thoughts try to like work with it or do something about it, they're just very bewildered. But Yeah, I don't know. Would you mind sort of saying again, even though it's impossible in a way, like the essence of what you're what you're saying?
Well, I was going to say something else.
Mm.
Um, it also depends on your I wouldn't be surprised. I might be making assumptions, but I wouldn't be surprised the way that you grew up that it was like a important and respectable and maybe even mandatory thing that you know. Like you know what to
Mm.
do and just you know stuff.
Mm.
I had my own version of that, but I also think that, based on what your mom does and stuff like that, there is a lot of interpretation of feelings and like knowing what it is and how to deal with it and how to open up to it. And so
Yeah.
it is like a lot of knowledge and it could have been good knowledge for sure. It's definitely better than just suppressing and not being in tune with the body, like not trying to get in touch with it. But this is totally different, where there's such a depth of intelligence in the body that is so beyond you. It's remarkable. And
Mm.
it it knows when it's not safe. It knows that it just cannot open up. And I remember there was a period where I also was questioning, like, why? Why can't I feel what's going on? I could feel there's something underneath, and it's annoying because I'm like distracting or like I could tell the body's a bit more restless, you know? And I would like it if it would just like reveal itself. And it it was shown to me over and over like it's just ready when it's ready. And you really don't have any say in it. And it's just kind of like a reminder of this is how unsafe you've felt in life. This is how unsafe the body has felt. And it's kind of sad. It's like it had to be on guard. It had to shut itself down. It had to protect whatever was there. And I also remember feeling like it's kind of like a very intelligent trauma response. That is how the body learns how to protect itself. It shuts itself down or it freezes itself, and then it learns to live on top of that or create a story on top of it, create an identity on top of it.
Mm.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a technique or it wasn't the same all the time, but I remember there was a real allowance for the body to take its own time. Meaning, if I wasn't comfortable with something, if I didn't want to express something, if I didn't want to say it, I just wasn't ready. And there was more and more of an okayness. Like, then that's okay. You don't have to feel that. You don't have to say that.
feels really nice to hear.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. It's really nice to think that like the body is doing a good job already. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I am like conditioned to think I'm doing something wrong or could be
Hmm.
doing something better.
Hmm. No, you're so fine as you are. There's no amount of doing or achieving or feeling that will make you more worthy. That loop never ends. There's always going to be more in that loop if that's kind of believed. Yeah, that story was never true, ever.
So I'm not going to get to the place where I'm worthy now.
You're already worthy. You could never like prove your worth. I think that it was healthy for me to hear that your worth was never dependent on anything, ever. But your failures and your successes, which you could change your perspective on depending. Like it's never a stagnant thing, it's never a solid story. It just keeps changing. But if we're gonna use your past as a story, it's amazing what you did. It's amazing what you achieved. It's amazing how you did fail and learn and you grew from that. All of it. All of it is incredible. But did any of that really say anything about you deep down? No, your worth was just the same, regardless. Regardless if you're in a phase of feeling like a failure, you're the same. You're okay. Because that idea of being a failure is part of a made up story. It's within a made up construct. And who created these markers of success and failure? It's kind of insane people. So you were never going to measure up to that man made construction because it's just made up.
So um so you're saying the kind of like the structures that we live by or tend to largely um were created by people who were whatever like very deluded.
Yeah. I can't track the story back to the origin, but like we live in this system. And if you want to call it like a capitalist system, this is how the so-called economy works. It's a made-up system. And within that system, we are a cog in that wheel. So we need to produce. So our worth is based on, are we producing within this made up system? And your value is based on that. And everyone's so brainwashed that they actually believe that that is kind of true. Deep down, it's like, are you producing? Are you a contributing member of this system? What do you do in it? And that gets ingrained in us in all of these different ways. Everybody's lost. And so when you're hearing that and feeling that, and it's signaled to you that that is the truth, like everywhere, in everything, what do you expect the body to do? It's just like it's going to absorb it. And then it's going to run on this imaginary wheel, desperate, trying to prove its worth. And time again, all you feel is the sickness that it brings you, the mental insanity, the inner turmoil, the never good enough, never there yet, always needing more. You're never enough. That's what it does to the body. That's why we have all the sickness.
Yeah, it'll suppress whatever it needs to do, like wreck whatever it needs to inside in order to try to um yeah, like survive in that social landscape.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. Um
So even beyond worth, like worth doesn't make sense to me anymore. It's not an actual thing. That's also kind of made up. So even beyond that, it's like there is no self. There is nothing there that can be defined and known and measured up to anything else. It's not even a thing. It's not a solid thing. It constantly changes.
Give me 1 second. I have to let my cat out. She's
Okay,
scratching at my door.
sure.
Um, Yeah, the so I guess like no, I'm trying to like relate to no self and like map that onto, anything in my experience in my body and in my mind. And I'm like, um, yeah, I don't know. I'm just flummoxed by it. Um,
Yeah, we could have a conversation. You could say
hmm.
what's on your mind.
um, I mean, I guess I think like really for a long time, I just sort of like took that on as a belief. Um,
That makes sense.
and yeah, I mean, it made sense because um, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's funny to think about why I even, believed that. Um, I mean, largely, I think it was actually about like being superior. Like,
That makes sense too, yeah. I wouldn't just be surprised if that's similar for a lot of people. It makes you a
yeah,
little
oh
more
yeah,
special,
totally.
right? Like if you
Definitely,
if you believe this.
definitely. Yeah. Um, and I guess if I were to say what like self feels like to me now, I don't know. It feels like there's something there. It's like partly story and it's partly um, what feels like just sort of like a energetic sense that's just kind of just kind of feels like this sense of like solidness. Um, yeah, it feels like here, like this body, like it's like here and there, basically. Um,
Yeah, and that's okay. I remember, like, you can't help but adopt it as a belief in the beginning or whatever, if you like hear it from someone, let's say. But I remember the more time that kind of passed, I it seems strange to even like say that kind of stuff because it just was what it was. The body just felt the way it does. It didn't matter anymore whether it registered time or felt like it was here, felt like it was solid. Then that's just what it was. There was nothing to do about it per se. And it wasn't really, who cares? You know? That's kind of how it felt. It's like, who the fuck cares? There
Mhm.
wasn't that energy that was um, intense enough to try and get rid of it. I think that intensity is part of the personal energy. So
Mhm.
that just goes, and then it just feels like, well, it just is what it is. I don't even understand this self thing or no self thing. It's just energy.
Mhm. Yeah, it's really funny. It feels like just like that dichotomy between self and no self, that like seeming uh like the need for there to like be some sort of solid like constructed truth or about that around that like itself has caused me, it seems like a lot of suffering.
Yeah, that makes
um
sense. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of strange ideas and beliefs can happen there as well, which is also just another denial of the body.
yeah. Yeah, only there's just still like a part of me that's still trying to like figure out what to do, like how to trust the body properly, how to
Hmm.
all that.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, it's just like weird kind of having that simultaneous um with something else that it feels like you're speaking about, which is like some kind of implicit trust. I don't know what words to really put to it, but like it's like deeper than it's like deeper than trust. It's like, I don't know.
Hmm.
Um yeah, I can't actually, I think what it seems like is I can't actually comprehend it, but um
Mm. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I want more of it, whatever it is, which is kind of funny.
More of what?
Um, it's like a feeling of like,
Oh, the thing you just described.
yeah, yeah, like some kind of okayness or something. It's not really okayness. It's like, yeah, it's so weird because like I really can't comprehend it. So the only way to approach it is like, it's like, I don't know. Mm.
Yeah. You know, what eventually became more obvious to me was that it wasn't a technique or a way of being or anything in particular. Just as a description, and I can only say this now with more apparent time because I was also like, I kind of didn't know what was happening a lot of the times because it's like, how can you know? This is your first time going through this. And how can you know anything for sure, you know? So, but I think as a description, it just felt like it just took a lot of apparent time for this sense of like something is here. I don't know, to like dissipate in all of these different ways, which I didn't know that that was truly happening, but it made sense after some time that the more that the body is unattached to what it was attached to in all of these different ways, it just made sense that something dissolves internally that felt like a more solid here. And it was never, again, it was never a technique to try to get to it or an experience to try to get to it. It wasn't that stuff. It was it was just a loss of all the stuff that I thought was like important to me. Does that make sense? Is that
Yeah. Yeah, the reason I'm kind of like smiling is like, I'm just noticing how this kind of mind construct just makes, just like, uh, I mean, it makes everything you're saying, everything anyone says into like a, like a technique, a strategy in order to get from this place of like unworth to some place of worth. Um, but it's like, I mean, it's nice that I'm like seeing that a lot more. Um,
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if you're also seeing that underneath worth is just this feeling of unsettled. I don't know exactly what to describe it, but at a certain point, it's not even about worth. It's just like, I just want the body to be at peace or like at rest and stop trying to
Yeah.
get somewhere else or feeling like this isn't it. And that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I would love it to not be about worth. Like mentally, I would say I don't care about worth,
Mm-hmm.
but there is something like, um, yeah, there's like a deeper, just kind of energetic sense of like, yeah, unworthiness or something.
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah. This
Yeah.
maybe became like the most important thing or unimportant thing. So maybe your worth got entangled in it. So if you
Mm,
don't achieve this, then where's
mm.
my worth? Mm-hmm.
Right, right. Like non-duality or awakening or whatever. Um, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that makes sense. That will increase the reach for this, the want to make it happen, accelerate it, get the answer. It will make it more important. But that's not how this works.
It doesn't work through what?
Through reaching for it,
Mm, hmm.
because now it's become kind of like a dream. So there's like a reaching of it's the same as like becoming a more spiritual person or a good daughter or having that relationship. It's going the opposite way, meaning, and by the way, that's normal. That would happen. That probably happened for me as well.
Hmm.
And it didn't disappear all at once, but this is the flattening of any value in anything. So like even this becomes not as valuable as just being a normal person who's living a normal life. And that's eventually how it felt here. I Everything was getting so even that I was like, why did I do this to myself? Why did I even why was I even interested in this? And I think around that period I was kind of thinking like, man, I wish I was a person again, just able to like live life. And but I knew that there was always going to be suffering there. But I think I was just processing from that place of evenness of like, oh, even this isn't important. Even this wasn't gonna give me any value. It made the body more and more at peace because it was losing the ability to measure anything. But it wasn't fulfilling me in the way that I wanted and I thought it would because I was dying. That's the thing that was going.
I wish I could understand that. Um, this is, I don't know, this is funny, but this is just the thought in my head. Um, is like, I wish I could understand that even just so like you had one more person or non-person who kind of gets it.
Oh, that's sweet. But don't worry, I don't need that anymore. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. However you are, it's okay. That's really sweet. Yeah, I could see why you would say that. I think I did express to you that nobody understands me or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was sad maybe here and there, you know.
Mm. Yeah, and I think I resonate with like being lonely or yeah, kind of not feeling like anyone can really see or understand like my, I don't know, life or something. So um my experience or so yeah, I wouldn't want that for you or um
Yeah. I appreciate that. The pool does get smaller and smaller the deeper you go here. But it turns out okay. I think it's the only way that you really feel that loneliness. It's like a utter you're kind of on your own in a lot of ways, but that's the only way that this yeah, the loneliness is fully felt, I guess. But it won't kill you. It's not threatening. It won't kill the body. It can be felt, even though it can be sometimes the most painful, one of the most painful things. You know, at times you'll see that it's possible to even be completely lonely, and it's obvious to you like nothing will fill that. Nothing will mask it. Nothing will fix it. Nothing. And that's actually a very powerful place to be, to recognize that.
mm, yeah, that I mean that makes sense. That kind of feels right.
Yeah, that's why you can feel like something's like really wrong here because you've never felt this depth of loneliness, just for example, or
Mm,
another thing. But no, actually, it's the opposite of what you think. It's like how the body actually heals itself.
mm,
That's all a story. But yeah.
mm. Thanks, Haley.
You feel okay, Logan? Or is there something else?
No, I feel okay. Yeah, I think just yeah, just the presence of like whatever that kind of feeling I was talking about at the beginning um feels like is feels like is here. It's just kind of like um
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I guess it kind of feels like little things are like crumbling away on top of it.
Yeah.
Um which is nice. I mean, that feels like what well, I don't know. I don't know if it's what I want, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's really hard to find the right words.
For sure.
But I guess it feels like truthful. Um,
Hmm.
and even that, I mean, my mind can instantly make that into like a judgment. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah. But I sense what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah. So there's gratitude. I think that is like a that's a true thing. Is there's
Oh,
gratitude. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I don't know much, but I can feel um that feeling
Mm.
is is yeah, true, it seems. So
Mm.
yeah.
That's really sweet. Yeah. Well, thank you for just expressing and, you know, willing to have a conversation about it because, yeah, everything you said is one way or another exactly what I thought and felt, you know?
Hmm. For some reason that's really hard to imagine. I don't know why.
No,
Um,
I've thought it all. I've asked all the questions.
yeah.
Yeah. To the point where I would just keep asking my friend and he would just be totally silent. I'm like, hello. But what about this?
Uh, I think it's really funny how um I don't know, like this is just what is coming through here right now, but it feels like humility can only come through like just banging your head against the fucking wall, like body slamming the wall, like um, repeatedly until you're fucking like broken, bloodied, battered,
Like
bruised.
exhausted, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like a pile of like bones and tissue.
mm,
Um, and then I used to hold up humility as some like high virtue. Um,
mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, me too. And then sometimes you see actual humility is like you just screaming like, "Ah, I don't know what's going on."
Yeah.
Help. Even though you know no one can help. Help.
Mm. Yeah. But yeah, that's all. That's what I
Yeah.
got.
Yeah, thanks so
Yeah,
much,
thank you,
Logan.
Suzanne.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I really appreciate these meetings.
Oh, nice. Good.